Still trying to figure out what to bring to Thanksgiving dinner tomorrow? Well, Tinky Weisblat, the diva of deliciousness from TinkyCooks.com, is here to show us how to make a simple, delicious appetizer, a cranberry-chipotle spread.
My poor little chicken is turkey.
Your turkey. I feel
do we care if he's a little lopsided? We don't care.
He feels bad because we're like a before and after photo right now, you and I.
Yeah, you've already been swamped.
Right, you're the pre-cooked turkey.
I'm always slightly off kilter. There.
Beautiful. Yes,
close enough.
Our pardoned turkey is adorned. Okay, so let's talk about this spread.
So this is basically like the first step is to make cranberry sauce only with chipotles.
Why would you want to do that?
Because it gives it a little zing. So you can actually have it with your turkey, but you could also have it in something like what we're going to do. So your basic cranberry sauce is you bring water and sugar to a boil. You add cranberries. Let's see if they'll fit in this pot. I may have overestimated the size of this pot. Maybe they'll fit. And if they don't fit, we'll pretend they fit.
I know this is probably intuitive, but I just want to hear you say it. Why should people at home not buy like a frozen, pre-made cranberry sauce? Why should they make it fresh?
I go to my cousin Alan's for Thanksgiving dinner, and he always has the can because he likes the ridges. But because cranberries are just... To me, they're the jewel of the Thanksgiving table. When you have the canned, it loses its gorgeous color.
They're pretty. They represent autumn.
Look at that. That's our finished product of the sauce. Look at how red it is. I just love. Isn't that red?
We'll put it in comparison to my maroon sweater.
Yes,
look at that
your
redness.
Maroon sweater is more like what they come out of the can in.
Exactly. You don't want my sweater, guys. You want this fresh stuff.
And I like the cranberries. Cranberries are a Thanksgiving classic because they're one of three fruits. I only know one of the others that's native to the Americas. So
what's one of the others?
One of the others is the crab apple, not regular apples, but crab apples.
Interesting.
And I don't know what the other one is. All the other stuff was brought over by somebody else. Okay, so basically what we're going to do at this point with this, which would take more of your show than we need to do, is we're going to bring it back to a boil and let it just cook. I'm going to turn it down. Let it cook until the cranberries pop.
They pop?
Oh, I forgot, though. We didn't add the chipotle. Duh.
Well, that would make it the chipotle cranberry sauce.
So I'm using now 2. I think one is a little skimmy.
Is that spicy? Do you have to worry about that at all?
It's a smoked pepper, so it's semi-spicy, but not super spicy.
Got a little kick, some flair to it.
Then after that does that, after it finishes cooking, the cranberries pop. So you kind of know that they're done. They're softening.
And by pop, what do you mean by that?
They actually, let's see how to describe it. They literally go pop if you're listening very carefully.
So they kind of burst.
They burst, and the skins separate a little bit from the actual cranberry part, and it means they're softening. So then you let that cool for a little while, and you pulverize it. But we're not going to do that because we're moving on to step 2.
Cool.
So this is the pulverized. Ta-da! Pulverized sauce.
Pulverized cranberry sauce.
So what I'm doing here is just so simple, but sometimes, now I have neighbors who don't have much of they don't have dessert or they don't have appetizers for Thanksgiving dinner. And then Friday night, that's day after tomorrow, they have just appetizers and desserts. So it's like they go crazy.
Make it a 2-day thing.
Right, but if you want to have a very easy, quick, light appetizer. This is one, and you cannot, we're going to have it on crackers, but you could also stuff celery with it. So first, all I'm doing is whipping up some soft cream cheese, and then we're adding our chipotle sauce to taste. Let's see how pink it's going to get. It's going to get pink. Isn't that just the most beautiful thing?
So, would you put this on a bagel, or is that inadequate?
Well,
because it looks delicious for a bagel.
I myself am a bagel purist, so it should be either plain cream cheese or chive cheese. And I don't like bagels with all those weird flavors.
No?
No cinnamon bagels.
Okay, I'm sorry. I got you off on a tangent about bagels.
I'm sorry. But on the other hand, if it's Thanksgiving morning, why not? A little cranberry chipotle bagel. It's not too, why don't you taste it? It's not too spicy. In fact, and you can put in more or less chipotle to taste. What do you think? And it's so pretty and pink.
It'd be so good on a bagel.
Okay. Have it on your bagel. You can take some home.
That is wonderful. Tinky, thank you so much for being here.
My
What are we
pleasure.
making coming up on the show?
We're coming back with a cranberry-apple crumb pie because we are crazy for cranberries.
Crazy for cranberries. More Thanksgiving stuff for
there I
tomorrow.
am.
Us and the turkey will be back in a little bit with some more cranberry recipes.
Bye.
If you are looking for a different pie for Thanksgiving dessert, we can show you these cool combinations, some of the favorite fall things. We are back with Tinky Weisblat, the diva of deliciousness from TinkyCooks.com, to learn how to make a cranberry-apple crumb pie. All those things sound good.
They are one of your easier pies, and it's quite rich.
Rich in flavor.
So if you would like to slice these, I just remembered that I need to get something out of the refrigerator.
Well, here we go. This is the evolution. I've been here 6 months now, and you guys have watched my cutting skills grow.
It doesn't have to be fancy.
Oh, thank
And we can
God.
always stop, yes. Okay.
Is that... When
I
should
think that's probably enough.
Okay.
Let's start.
That's good.
It starts with cranberries and apples, right? So here are cranberries. Da-da-da. And I think I've gotten most of the little stems off. It's hard sometimes. And then our sliced apples, we'll pretend they're all sliced.
I know apples is a great local product. Are cranberries as local here? Do we have them a lot?
They're mostly from eastern Massachusetts. There are a few in places closer to us that do grow them. I've seen them at farm stands. And in fact, I once talked to a woman at the UMass Extension Service, and she said, well, Tinky, you can grow cranberries. And I thought, yeah, but I can't grow anything, so forget that. But if I were a farmer, a gardener, I could. So here we're adding just some sugar and cinnamon and salt.
Yes.
Okay, would you stir that, please?
A staple of Thanksgiving is combining cinnamon with apples in some way.
And the cranberries are and they're so beautiful. And we have to eat them now because cranberries are one of those things that aren't around when they're not in season, which I kind of enjoy.
Yeah, it makes you not take them for granted.
Yeah. Okay, and you don't have to mix that too perfectly.
I don't want to disappoint you, Tinky. I think of you as like a mom, and I don't want to do anything wrong.
You're doing a lovely job. Then that just goes in the pan.
Ah, cool.
In our single crust pie.
Should I just pour that in there?
Yep. And if you don't get everything in, don't worry because we're going to be mixing more stuff.
Perfect. Do I want to make sure I get all the sugar in there?
Yeah, but as I said, we're going to be mixing more stuff that's going to go in the pie.
Right.
So if all the sugar doesn't go in, it'll go in the next step. Okay. Now we're going to use the same bowl because that's easy. Oh, that looks beautiful.
Thank you. I know it does.
Brown sugar and flour. Would you stir that, please? I'll
With
continue
honor.
chopping here.
Should I break up the little rocks in there?
Yeah, those are my brown sugar rocks.
There's always a little brown sugar rock.
Well, I keep it in the freezer, but then I get it out and then it rocks.
It does.
We're rocking around.
We're rocking around.
Well, it's
there
not
you
quite
go.
time to rock around.
Not yet.
Rocking around the Thanksgiving
The turkey
table.
bush. Yes.
Okay, we're going to not worry about it. There seems to be a cranberry in there, but I'm not worrying about it. Then we add, it could be less than a stick of butter. But you know what? It's Thanksgiving.
We need butter.
People have pie on Thanksgiving. And then for this, what I usually do is just the hand method.
Oh, because the butter is so clumpy?
The butter's so clumpy, and it still can have some clumps. But you basically want to just declump it a little bit.
I feel like kids would have fun with this part.
Kids would love this, and this is a very, as you say, we really have been doing this, the prep, live, so it doesn't take very long. Okay,
right.
then what we do is yes, I have a short attention span. Sometimes I forget things. Anyway, and pie is the quintessential Thanksgiving food, so I'm just going to pretend this is declumpified, and it's pretty declumpified. Then this is why it's called a crumb pie, because it looks like you're putting crumbs on the top.
The butter brown rock crumbs. This creates that nice top layer.
Yes, exactly, which you can see in our finished product in just a moment.
Very excited. Do you want to make sure you spread it all of it?
Pretty much, and I sometimes push down the fruit and then push this stuff down. And sometimes, just because I'm a paranoid cook, I put a baking sheet underneath it. So, because the cranberries, which I love, are juicy and delicious, and the apples can even juice up. Okay, goodbye. But you know what? If you look at the finished product, you'll see that there are some cranberries creeping out. Should we try slicing you a piece?
I'd be honored. We're about to run out of time, so this would be perfect, so I can try that.
Are we out of time? Are we okay?
We have about 30 seconds left,
30
which
seconds.
is great. Yes.
Okay, I'll slice.
Thank you.
And I'll sing.
What kind of ice cream would you eat with this? As you sing, I'm sorry.
I'd say vanilla.
Okay.
Oh, I don't have a plate. We'll get you a plate in a minute.
That's perfect.
'Tis the gift to be simple, 'tis the gift to be free, 'tis the gift to come down where we ought to be. And when we find ourselves in the place just right, will be in the valley of love and delight.
Beautiful. That's why we love her, because she can entertain you and she can educate you. Tinky, thank you for being here.
Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, and then Christmas after that. You get both these recipes on mymassfeel.com.